Joining me now for more on this from New Delhi is Srikanth Kondapalli. He's a professor in Chinese studies at Jawaharlal Nehru University. So this was an important conversation. The details are closely watched by the world, but would you say it advanced anything between these two powers?
The largest economy and the second largest economy they should meet, they should exchange views. That is necessary for global stability. So the fact that the stocks have rebounded after the talks indicate the value of these stocks for the economies, not just of the United States, but also that of China and the world at large. So this is necessary talk that they have done, but the details are not very clear. We have seen the statements by President Biden and President Xi Jinping. Uh, President Biden was mentioning about decent competition instead of conflict. He also mentioned about cooperation, while President Xi Jinping reiterated the positions that China had with the United States in terms of win-win cooperation, non-conflict, non-confrontational approach, and then mutual trust or mutual communications increasing. So there is a huge variance between the American view and that of the Chinese view. And so in relation to Taiwan, for example, Biden mentioned about the Taiwan Relations Act of 1979. He also mentioned about peaceful resolution, although he reiterated the one China policy, but mentioned about the peaceful resolution. This is important because today there are 6 aircraft that China had mobilized across the Taiwan Straits. That indicate that the talks have not been very effective on the Taiwan related issue, at least. Number one. Number
Absolutely.
two, there is also the problem related to South China Sea, the Senkaku Islands. There is the Uyghur issue in Xinjiang, Tibet, and of course, Biden mentioned about protecting American national interests and allies and partners. So this suggests that the problem between China and the US is uh, expanding in a way. The envelope is expanding, and that is crucial for normalizing relations between the two.
Yeah, so they have this 4-hour talk, but what we hear coming out are all of the same lines that we've been hearing for many years. I mean, all of these same things were said, most of them, even during the Obama administration, and relations between these two countries have only become more tense since then. What do you think needs to happen in terms of moving somewhere on the stickier issues?
Well, the previous CBM's agreement, the confidence building measures agreement in the maritime domain, that has not been renewed so far. And so that needs to be renewed because in South China Sea, there has been firing by the Chinese on the US naval vessels. There is also President Xi in this meeting mentioning about not playing with fire, meaning thereby that confrontation could be a way out on the Taiwan Strait crisis, or on other issues like climate that you mentioned. There is the President Xi Jinping did not show up in the Glasgow meeting. There was, of course, the difference between the two. But as the largest emitter of the emissions, with nearly 27% of global emissions, China ought to have taken the lead in realizing the global responsibilities on the climate change issues. But there are also other issues, like, as you mentioned, trade tariffs. The Trump administration had imposed tariffs on the Chinese goods, and the Chinese retaliated on these goods. The January 2019 agreement has not been implemented so far, and that creates problems in terms of the economy, trade, investments. So there is the fact that they talk to each other, and that created some business confidence among the business groups. That in itself is a signaling that needs to be intensified. In addition to, of course, CBMs and frequent meetings. Of course, we are all living in the COVID-19 times, so travel is problematic. Yet, I think the virtual meetings need to be
Got
intensified.
it.
That communication has to be intensified.
All right, Shrikant, thanks for joining us.